All right, welcome back. We're going to be reading these articles. You should hopefully have been able to pull this up in Amplify using the link that I provided for you. If not, you might want to pause and go back and do that real quick. We're going to be reading these articles, though, to try and eliminate, and remember that means to get rid of, some of our claims. You had 3 claims that you'll see on a slide in your section, on the section of your Google form. Trying to eliminate some of these claims on how molecules act or might act during a phase change, meaning a substance is changing from a solid to a liquid or to a gas, or vice versa, or whatever. Okay, so this first article that pulls up, you're not actually going to be choosing this one to read. You can read it silently to yourself or keep playing the video because I'm just going to read it out loud to you and give you an example of what you should be doing. So, in weird water, water can take 3 different forms: liquid water, a gas called water vapor, and solid ice. You might pause and take a moment just to study that picture and then play this video again. Water is amazing stuff, and it does some amazing water is amazing stuff, and it does some amazing things. It flows, it sparkles like diamonds, and it seems to appear and disappear like magic. These are all large-scale observations of water's appearance that we can make with the human eye. We can also think about water and all substances on another scale that we cannot usually see, the molecular scale. Molecules are too tiny to see, but they are very important. Water is made of molecules, and so is almost everything on Earth. The appearance of water is determined by the way the water molecules are moving. You might think of water as a liquid, but water can actually exist in 3 different phases: liquid water, solid ice, and a gas called water vapor. No matter what phase water is in, the water is still made of the same molecules, they just move differently. What I'm going to kind of model for you is highlighting this area that's talking about no matter what phase water is in, the water is still made of the same molecules. They just move differently because that has to do with, it's telling me something about how water molecules act in a phase change, and that has to do with what we're focusing on here. Okay, moving on. In the solid phase, known as ice, water molecules are tightly packed and can only move in place. In the liquid phase, water molecules have a greater freedom of movement. Now that's a vocab word I haven't heard before. I might click on it and have that pulled up for me to reference later. They're able to move around and flow from one place to another. However, they still stick together, which is why liquid water forms little beads on a car windshield when it rains. In the gas phase, known as water vapor, water molecules move around a lot, and they don't stay right next to each other at all. Water vapor doesn't stay where you put it. To learn more about some of the unusual ways that water behaves in its different phases, choose one of the chapters that follow. Now, what you're going to do is click the next button down here, and you'll choose from one of the 4 articles to read. One is Flash Floods and Slot Cannons. Another one is titled Glacier Caves of Iceland. The third one is titled Frozen Niagara Falls. And the last one is Old Faithful Geyser. So go through those, figure out which one of those 4 you want to choose to read. Make sure that you are, whenever you see the article talking about what's happening during a phase change, highlight that because you might want to use it as evidence where I'll ask you pointed questions in your Google form to list pieces of evidence from the article. You'll need 3 pieces of evidence. So go back after that and figure out which claim your evidence does support or does not support. You might refute a claim and you might support a claim of those 3. And I have that slide posted as well for you to reference. You can do it. Good luck. Once you're finished with that, you'll move on to the exit ticket is the last thing that you'll need to do for today.